What's up, everybody? How's it going? Happy Saturday. Hope everyone's having a good weekend so far. Let me switch screens real quick. Hey! Alright, so we're using Pachan today, because I'm tired. So I didn't want to set up cam and everything, so we're going to use the PNG tuber. But yeah, welcome back to the stream. Hope all is well with everybody. We're going to go back to Ace Attorney Investigations today. We're in the past, checking out Miles Edgeworth's first case that happened right after he became a prosecutor. And naturally, Manfred von Karma is there, which is like, well, that was unexpected. I don't know why it was unexpected, but I didn't think we were going to be seeing that guy again. So, yeah, here we are. Let's see, what else? So, the person he's taking over for in the prosecution case was double murdered. So there was a double murder. He was one of the murder victims. And then I'm not sure. I think it was the person he was prosecuting. Yeah, it was the defendant in the case, I guess. He was the other victim. And so we're like, who the heck killed these guys? And they tried to pin it on Gumshoe, which I think they're still trying to pin it on Gumshoe, but we're defending him. Something like that. So yeah, this is the thing. We're seeing how Edgeworth met Gumshoe and all that good stuff. It's fun. It's neat. Oh, and we got a little mini Frenchieska there, which is adorable. Alright, so we're not gonna go, I don't think we're gonna go super long today. I'm tired this week, so at least a couple hours, I think. Sorry, they found a sticker on my desk for some reason. Yeah, we'll go at least a couple hours, I think, and just kind of see how this goes. We'll go through one part, see how long that takes, and maybe we'll do a second part. So, all right, let's get back in. Apparently, we're in the middle of part 1. Whoa. September 10th, 4:45 p.m., District Court, 3rd floor lobby. Sir, what has become of the trial into the Codopian Embassy staff member's murder? Oh crap, what was Manfred's voice? He's like angry old man-ish, kinda. His objection was real deep, so I was like, whoa! Alright. Indeed, since both the suspect and the prosecutor are now dead, the case will be dismissed. In other words, the trial ends here prematurely.
Ha! Looks like you'll have to wait just a bit longer for your big debut.
Suppose it can't be helped. The evidence for this trial will be transferred to you in a little while. Sir, what do you think about the murder of the Codopian Embassy staff member? And the murders of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. Oh, that's right! So, hold on, I think we can check it through here. So, the prosecutor, Byron Faraday, is also the older brother of Kay Faraday. This is Kay. It is very obviously Kay, even though we don't know her name yet. Same last name, so I'm just like, this has to be her older brother, because I think she mentioned that she had one. And then the other murder victim, who is the defendant, he was like, yeah, this guy, Faraday, he put me up to do the things that I did because he's the Yatagarasu. And I'm like, that makes a lot of sense, because she's saying she inherited the title of the Yatagarasu, the Great Thief. So, there's that. And then, of course, we've got our judge. Just the judge. First name the, last name judge. What an outrageous circus it has all become. That Faraday brought it all upon himself with his naivete. An outrageous circus, right, sir? I grow weary of this topic, Edgeworth. I will have you assigned to a different case.
Papa, you'll come and watch my courtroom debut next, won't you?
I'll consider it. Sir, If I may, please allow me to continue with my investigation. Whatever for? I know that there's already a suspect in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell. However, there's not enough evidence to prove that it was he who committed the crime. I'd like to continue investigating in order to find the perfect proof of his guilt. The perfect proof? Don't make me laugh. A worthless person like you has no right to claim such a thing as perfection. Hey, that's rude.
Papa? What do you think is the real culprit behind these murders? Miles and we are competing to see who can find the real killer first. Plus, being able to investigate a real crime scene is a really rare opportunity. It would give us some real-life experience, wouldn't you agree?
If you want to investigate this case that much, then do as you wish. Then you're allowing us to continue? In court, your top priority is to win, and a solid investigation is one of the keys to winning. We have to make sure you become recognized as a first-rate prosecutor, don't we? It wouldn't be very interesting otherwise. I'm returning home now. Edgeworth, Francisca, see to it I'm not disturbed save for the results of your competition. Yes, sir.
Of course, Papa.
Francisca, thank you.
What are you thanking me for? Your logic earlier was built on that scruffy detective's lie. That means that the competition is still on.
Yes, just as you wished.
I couldn't let you get off easily. Now then, let's see how well you fare on the investigation from here, Miles Edgeworth.
I know I don't have enough information yet, so my first order of business will be to question anyone involved in this case. I don't know why I instinctively wanted a WASP, even though I can't WASP. Ooh, we can talk to her about today's trial. Yeah, let's do that.
It feels like there's a whole backside to this case we're not seeing.
And here we had thought that it was a case where the two men had killed each other.
And lacking in information. And as a von Karma, I can hardly call this a perfect investigation.
Indeed, it is as you say.
Can't believe we agree on something.
Just what is so revolting about agreeing? She doesn't like you. She wanted to be the preferred child, but you took... Edgeworth is basically like an older brother, so this is a... It's a play for Dad's affections.
Anyway, our first move should be to speak with everyone related to this case.
Indeed, even if you had not said it, I was planning to do so anyway. She's so offended at agreeing. What was that lash for? So offended!
Do you think you can win this competition simply by showing that to me?
Not at all. In fact, I was planning to thank you. I wouldn't be a prosecutor today without you and your father.
I didn't really do much. You became a prosecutor first, that's all. But just you wait and see, Miles Edgeworth. Very soon, I'll be a prosecutor too.
Good, then we can both send criminals away together as colleagues.
But you can be sure that I will always get more convictions than you.
It's almost cute that she's going this far to insist that she'll always win. Almost. Not wrong. Ooh. Let's talk to all these police officers. Wow, this thing is so incredibly detailed. My inner modeling fanboy's impressed. I'm not exactly a fan of plastic models per se. But even I can sense the superb quality of this model.
I simply cannot comprehend how that man can feel so much love for just such a trifle.
Oh, I see.
You're a disciple of my father, so you would do well to guard yourself against an interest in such unproductive things.
Yes, perhaps I should take up whipping people like the young lady over here. Oof. You okay, sir? Doing alright there? I can't stop the water, sir! It seems that the man who was here earlier broke it by drinking from it too much.
Bunch of fools who pretended not to see the foolishly foolish actions of a foolish fool.
Sorry. Well then, why don't you lend the officer a hand?
As if I should ever have anything to do with this. Besides, that water-drinking fool's mouth is a thing that officer should be covering. Let's give that officer a description of the water guzzler later.
She seems to have quite the grudge. Sounds to me like someone wanted a drink. Oh, I see. She was like this. She was mad because that dude was taking too long to drink water.
Miles Edgeworth!
Yes?
What is the meaning of this bulletin board? Why is there so few trials posted?
It would appear that the entire week is devoted to Mr. Rell's trial.
Is the crime rate really that low in this country? Or maybe the police lacks the proper motivation to get out there and catch the criminals?
I'm afraid I can't comment on that. However, I can say I have my doubts about the younger detectives.
Sounds to me like they're in need of a stricter hand. And I'll start my discipline regimen with that pathetic, filthy-coated detective.
I feel bad for the big guy, and yet I can find no suitable reason to stop her. Oh no, poor Gumshoe. This area is restricted to authorized personnel only, sir. Look, I keep hearing noise behind me for some reason.
If I'm not authorized personnel, then what, may I ask, do you think I am?
The younger sibling of a dysfunctional relationship?
I'm not the younger one. He is. Now get that straight in your head.
Wait, really? She's 13. I think Edgeworth would be older than that at this point. I believe there's a more objectionable part you should be upset over, Francesca. Sir! Nothing to report, sir! Is there no one who will make this man take responsibility for his actions on the job?
Looks like we have no choice but to report this to Papa. Then this guard can have fun in a waking nightmare after being awakened from his dream.
Actually, let's not. I kind of feel sorry for him now. It's a bookshelf. What's this? Judge's Trial Exchange Log? It appears to be a journal where the various judges share their thoughts and ideas. The real daily lives of the judges are laid out here on these pages.
There's nothing about the court in here. It's just a page after page of unrelated drivel.
Judging by the content, they are very enthusiastic about the courthouse's daily menu, and it would appear that fried oysters are a favorite.
I have no use for foolishly foolish words from that foolishly foolish crowd.
Someone please assure me that this is not the true state of this country's judiciary. Don't know what to tell you, man. It wasn't me, I tell ya! I didn't do anything wrong! Yes, I understand, so just calm down, okay, buddy? Doubt I'll get anything useful from the detective while he's this agitated. Ooh, we can walk around to other parts of the courthouse. Ah, the most sus of all, Miss Yu. Miss Yu. What was her voice again? She's kind of stuck up, right?
Oh, it's you, Edgeworth, and who are you? Wait, you were at the crime scene just now, weren't you? You should be disbarred for not knowing who I am. I am Francesca von Karma, and I'm about to become the successor to the family name. About to? I guess that means that for now you're still just another kid. In which case, it's only natural that I didn't know who you are.
Ooh. Why are you whipping me? Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the most sus of all? It's you! Is it you, Dr. Lupin? Are you the most sus?
Anyway, it looks like they're planning to hold the evidence a bit longer. If there's one thing I can't stand, it's waiting.
I'm terribly sorry, but I have but a few more questions to ask of you.
Look at you, eyebrows scrunched with lines on your forehead. And that to ask of you.
What exactly is so funny?
Sorry, I'm just bad at dealing with a super serious atmosphere.
Apparently they failed to teach you proper behavior at a crime scene in law school.
I feel much better now. So, what is it you want to talk about?
I'd like to inquire as to where you were at the time of the murder.
We were in defendant lobby number 1 the whole time up until we heard the gunshot. And by we, I mean Mr. Bad. If you don't believe me, feel free to ask him yourself.
You were with Detective Bad? Why?
We had a little something to discuss, that's all.
We gotta show everyone our badge, right? So... It's a shame that we will not be able to face each other. It was to be my first trial, too.
Oh, was that a declaration of war? How nice it is to be young and carefree. And what a nice squeaky clean badge you've got yourself there. I'm jealous.
I'm sure its gleam will dull over time with experience.
Are you saying your reputation will also tarnish over time with it?
That's not what I meant.
Well, you just can't avoid some things in life.
I'll never allow my badge or my reputation to become tarnished. Oh, I think we did have that conversation before. And that's how we began with Gumshoe polishing his badge every single day. That's how that started. Alright, Detective Bad. So, I take it that you are acquaintances with Detective Bad?
Yeah, he was the detective in charge of the KG-8 incident.
Detective Bad is also related to that incident. If we've learned anything over the course of this series so far, it's that whenever everyone is involved with a specific case, nothing good ever comes of it.
That's right. He was the one who was supposed to protect my sister, Cece. But you know how that turned out, don't you, Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth, I have no idea what you two are talking about. I've heard of the KG-8 incident from my papa. But how does that case relate to you, Miss Yu? The victim of that case, Cece Yu, was my little sister.
I thought older, but little sister I guess also makes sense.
You're making that super serious face again. I'm fine, really. I just make it a point to rub some more salt in his wounded pride every time I see him.
The way she talks about doing that as she laughs away is kind of creepy.
Oh, speaking of Mr. Bad, he and Mr. Faraday, I'd say they met up just about every single time the Yatagarasu made a move. It was practically a given that the two would meet up at every other one of the crime scenes.
I see. He did mention that he is in charge of the Yatagarasu investigation earlier. Maybe I should ask her what she knows about the Yatagarasu in more detail. Let's do the other stuff first. Time of the murder. You claim that at the time of the murder, you were with Detective Bad.
But don't you lawyers usually discuss the trial with your clients during a recess? We do, and that's what I was planning to do. But Mr. Faraday was being rather threatening, and he dragged Mr. Well away. After that, Mr. Bad just came into lobby number 1, so we just stayed there and talked.
And what did you talk about with Detective Bad?
Nothing interesting. I just insulted him some... talked about how the trial was going, and then I insulted him some more.
Bloody. When she's not laughing, her mouth seemingly spews nothing but insults. Damn.
Anyway, Mr. Bad and I were in defendant lobby number 1 when the murders occurred, so I really can't tell you anything about the hallway or lobby number 2.
I see. Tell me about Mackerel, the victim. One of the victims, the other victim. I'd like to ask you a few questions about your client, Mr. Mackerel. Now, your client first claimed to be the Yatagarasu, is that correct?
Yeah. Once I heard that it was the Yatagarasu that had made off with the evidence from KG8, I began to ask Mr. Rel all sorts of questions, but to no avail. Turns out Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. He had just made that up.
He made it up?
Mr. Rel's crime was caught on tape by the security cameras, but there's no footage of him sneaking into the Cordopian embassy itself. Hold on for just 1 second. Then, you mean to say that you knew that he was not the real Yatagarasu? And that he was just another cold-blooded killer? And you were ready to defend him? Yes, that's right.
I see. So defense lawyer is actually just someone whose job is to cover for criminals.
That's why defense lawyers are so detestable, but they are no match for us von Karmas. I don't believe it. You're serious? Why don't you save that face for something really worth being serious about? And Edgeworth, do you remember what I said earlier? I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for the leads regarding the KG8 incident, all right?
And for that, you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing.
Interesting.
The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of covering for him ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to.
Sorry. Forgive my rashness. Oof. Alright, so she's very interested in the evidence for the KG8 incident. And if she was with Mr. Bad, then she probably isn't the killer, but she's still very sus about stuff, you know? Alright, Yatagarasu. Miss Yu. Was wondering if you could tell me about the Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu, huh? I don't really know much about the character myself, but I do get a lot of consultation requests from companies to defend them.
Requests from companies?
The Yatagarasu isn't some petty thief out for money, you know. All right, then. Perhaps the Yatagarasu is in the business of stealing people's lives?
She's like, do you not pay attention?
You're not very funny or witty, are you, little Miss Von Karma?
Francisca, be careful about who you whip. Choose carefully or we may be sued by... There,
I chose carefully, just like you wanted.
Ow!
That just now was hilarious, little missy. Of course it was.
Poor Edgeworth. What is wrong with these two women? Why does my pain give them delight? About that. There's just certain types of people out there who enjoy watching others suffer. Some of those might be people who like to watch FF14 streams for the story reactions. Like me, I love doing that.
And, so in the end, what is the Yatagarasu? I have to say I had never even heard of the thief when I was in Germany. The Yatagarasu deals in information, namely in digging out dirt about backroom dealings and the like of companies. The Yatagarasu is a vigilante who steals such info and then makes it public for all to see. Vigilante or not, this person sounds like just another criminal to me. suppose you could put it that way, too. But either way, I get a lot more clients now thanks to that thief.
Sounds like Miss Yu is profiting nicely. Suppose I've gotten all I can out of Miss Yu. I should move on and speak with Detective Gumshoe now. Or we could go take a peek outside. Oh, this is in the courtroom. Interesting. Can we... Wait, what's this? Examine?
It's a viewing gallery. This is where the riffraff sit when they come to watch.
It's situated at the same height as the judge's bench. I wonder if that's to represent the intense scrutiny of each and every case from all sides.
Miles Edgeworth, are you or are you not man enough to stand up tall? To stand up to all those eyes?
What sort of... Of course I'm man enough. Okay, Francesca.
Any day now, I'll be taking my rightful place behind this bench.
In that time, I should already be standing here.
It'd be downright disgraceful if I beat you to it, wouldn't it?
If that were to happen, Francesca, I'll eat my cravat. It's the defense attorney's bench. I'd probably be standing on this side of the courtroom if that incident hadn't happened. Oof.
What are you thinking about? Lately, the more wrinkly your face becomes, the less I'm able to read what you are thinking.
Well, I never. I'll have you know I don't have a single wrinkle upon my youthful brow. Just you wait. Just you wait, Edgeworth. It's the witness stand.
I'll make sure that each and every person that ever stands here will be found guilty.
There are others besides the defendant that stand at this podium, you know.
I don't care. Just make sure you never end up standing at one of these. Or you'll be sorry.
I'll keep that in mind. About that. Alright, let's talk to Gumshoe. Detective Gumshoe. Hey, it's you, pal. You're here. Ouch! One sec, drinking water. And gotta pour more tea. Reading makes you thirsty. Reading out loud, rather.
As am I.
I don't think you needed to whip him to let him know that. I didn't do it, pal. I swear on my honor as a detective. I really didn't. Your words are useless. I place my trust only in the evidence, detective. Once the investigation is fully over, and should we find out that you are the killer, there will be no mercy to be had for you.
Have a heart, pal.
But you're not worried, right? After all, you have nothing to worry about if you really are innocent, that is. That's right! Hey, pal, go and do your perfect investigation and get the real killer for me, would ya? Would have done so even had you not requested me to, detective. What's your motive, eh? So, you and Mr. Faraday had a small meeting last week, did you? Oh, right, they're saying his motive was because he got his salary docked or he got yelled at or something. And he's only been a detective for, I think a week at this point. So, yeah, there's that. And what exactly did you do to make him so angry? I just asked Detective Bad the same thing myself, pal. Turns out he was mad at me because on my very first day as a detective, I reported in at my usual post instead of the Criminal Affairs Department. By the time I got down to the Criminal Affairs, I was really, really late. And that's when he gave me that huge speech.
I remember doing the same exact thing in elementary school. On the first day of school every year, I'd always wind up going to my old classroom.
Pathetic for the detective to be compared to a mere school child. Oof, that is kind of sad. Alright, during the recess. You claim to be standing guard in front of the door to lobby number 2 during the recess. However, When did you receive that order to do so, and from whom? Earlier at around 3:20, and from Detective Bad, pal. Today's trial took a really crazy turn. Sal was told to make sure nothing happened to Mr. Faraday.
And yet, something did happen to him, correct? It looks like it was a total waste of manpower to assign you to guard duty.
How? Your words sting worse than your whip, pal. So it was Detective Bad who ordered him to stand guard, huh? Ooh, what if, this is just a theory, not even a strong theory, just a what if that we're throwing out there. What if there's two murderers for the two victims? So we've got Detective Bad and Callisto U. What if they're in cahoots? I don't know how strong of a theory that is, or how I actually feel about it, but I'm just throwing it out there as a possibility. Alright, what's the next step? Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me? Nope, not a thing, pal.
In that case, allow us to take a look at what you are carrying on your personage.
Huh? Wait! Can't do that! Yo, Frenchie's could do what she want.
There's nothing of any particular value here.
Well, my handcuffs and badge were confiscated by Detective Bad, so, you know. And what is that open envelope I see sticking out of your coat pocket? Huh, hands off, pal.
Just show it to us already.
There's a cat here, demanding that I feed him. Here, now you guys can look at him. Behold, a cat screaming in my ear. Where you going? I just turned the cam on. Are you leaving? Usually he's here for longer. Ow! Poor Gumshoe. Annual bonus check within $5 total. Except there's no check inside. You've had your luck, now give it back, pal. It's my first bonus as a brand new detective. I just got it and cashed it today. I had literally no cash on me up until I did, you know? So that envelope was really special to me. Now give it back. Damn. His first bonus was only $5.
You don't need rubbish like this. Don't worry, we'll sort it away for you later.
How could you? Annual bonus envelope data jotted down in my organizer. Okay. I'm sorry, but I need to take him in for questioning now. I think I've asked him just about everything I needed to. No, wait. Since he became a suspect, there's one piece of evidence I should reconfirm. Officer, I ask that you wait a second. Still have one thing I'd like to reconfirm with Detective Gumshoe. Understood, but please make it brief, sir. I want to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. I must confirm whether or not his testimony about when the crime occurred is the truth. Oh boy. His testimony, eh? Was in the hall on guard duty other than gunshot, didn't hear signs of a struggle. Oh. Alright. You told me earlier that you heard no sound other than the gunshot out in the hallway. Is that correct? Are you gonna keep screaming at me, cat? What do you want? No mistake about it, pal. Then you are also claiming that no one passed through the hallway, either. Is that also correct? Yep, not even a single ant passed through that hall while I was on duty. Didn't we see a pile of ants on the bench? Like somebody dropped some food there? That's a weird thing to bring up. You do realize that the lie you're telling is only making life more difficult for yourself. Huh? Oh. But it's true! I didn't see anyone go through the hallway, and I didn't hear anything else, pal. I bet the killer found a way to kill the two guys that's beyond what I can even imagine. So he intends to continue telling this ridiculous lie. What if someone didn't have to go through the hallway because they went through the courtroom? Because the courtroom also links the two rooms. Do we have a map? No, we don't have a map. Damn it. But I'm pretty sure that the courtroom... Like, what if it's someone who could get into the courtroom? And then, like, they would just go whoop. So, like, okay, let's say... So, hallway is here, like, let's say. And then there's room 1 and then room 2. And room 1 is where the murders took place. So, if it was bad in you, they could just go, like, oh yeah, we're gonna sneak through the courtroom and then go loop around into room 1. That could be something that happened. But why would he do so, given the situation he's in? I believe a thorough investigation of the hallway in front of the defendant lobbies is in order. Hello, small child. Heck, you! She kicked Edgeworth in the booty! Sorry, it's hard to make a... Yeah, you know, it's the raspberry sound. She's like, yeah, making the face at him. What did you just drop?
How could you have not seen that coming?
Wasn't that the child I changed money for earlier?
Thanks. That's exactly what I needed.
Kids can sometimes be so cruel.
It looks like she dropped something.
Swiss roll jotted down in my organizer. Okay. Courthouse special Swiss rolls.
Maybe we should arrest the girl. She might turn out to be a valuable lead.
Believe some sort of punishment may need to be dealt the next time we meet. Believe I've asked all that I need to of this man. Now for Detective Sorry, hold on. Reset! Now for Detective Bad and the judge.
We have to confirm who is correct, the judge or that scruffface, right? I suppose we should inspect the hallway in front of lobby number 2 then.
Suppose so. Shall we head on over, Francesca? Out we go! The judge has legs. It's so weird. I definitely thought the robes went all the way down. But what do I know? Maybe it's because I spent too much time on 14 that when I see robes, I think they go down to the floor. Oh, look, it's the courthouse specials. Fast food and milk. They got hot dogs for $7. Looks like some kind of jerky for $9. Sandwiches. Is that orange juice? Milk. And then Swiss rolls. Alright. September 10th, District Court Hallway. Oh shit, what did the bad sound like? So, did you see anything else? No, I don't think so. I see. Well, thanks for your cooperation. Oh, it's nothing. Just doing my duty as a defender of the law. That'll be all for now. I'll ask again if I have any other questions. Any time, Detective. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a few loose ends I have to tie up. Ooh, you're that new prosecutor Mr. Von Karma recommended, right? My name is Miles Edgeworth, Your Honor.
And I'm Manfred von Karma's daughter, Francesca von Karma. I'm set to become the successor to my genius father any day now, Your Honor.
I see. Mr. New Prosecutor, Miss... What, I didn't get to read that! What are we acting? He bit my tongue! Are you alright, Your Honor?
Please feel free to refer to me as just Miss Von Karma, Your Honor. As for him, just Edgeworth is fine.
Apparently somebody doesn't feel that I'm worthy of a proper title. Oh-ho! Very well, then. I shall call you Miss Von Karma and Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth. Your Honor, Mr. Edgeworth is fine, sir. Now about your earlier testimony. Yes? What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? I would like to ask you a few questions about what exactly you saw. We get to interview the judge? Neat. Neat. Alright. After all, it's my duty to clarify my testimony as a defender of the law. I greatly appreciate your cooperation, Your Honor. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out what the detective's exact motives... Sorry. Figure out... Reset. Now, the first thing I will need to do is figure out that detective's exact movements. Okay, got it. I want to look at the vending machine.
It would appear that this vending machine sells snacks and various other foods.
$9 for beef jerky? That's a lot of money for beef jerky. Just lovely. What will they think of next?
Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. 1 packet for $9. Defendant's fresh milk. 1/2 pint for $7. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end was these for $6. They're awfully overpriced.
They're very overpriced. The lineup is simply awful. Period.
Speaking of snacks, I wonder if that Swiss roll this little girl dropped is from this machine.
I was wondering about that myself. I mean, clearly.
Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. The end of what?
Well, I assume it means the end of the trial. Why else would people be in a courthouse? Why is there... Oh, it's a picture of a dollar. I was like, wait. Suppose this means that one should eat these during a recess.
You can't eat during the trial, so I suppose the only time you can eat them is now, huh?
I guess that's why they're all small snacks? Wouldn't mind if you wanted to eat one now. They come in a pack of 2, after all.
We're in the middle of an investigation. Besides, I don't have $6 on me.
If you want, we can pool our money and buy a pack together.
If I have to split it with you, then I don't want it.
Damn, she's salty. Ham sandwich. Don't let the prosecution and the defense make a ham sandwich out of you.
It sounds like it's directed at that ham of a judge.
Well, it certainly isn't directed at me. I can outmaneuver him any day. Oof. Damn, throwing shade at the judge. Don't be a jerk in court like these beef jerks. You see.
Miles Edgeworth, wouldn't you agree that it's a very clever pun?
Do you really think they put that much effort into this product name?
Even a foolish fool could understand the foolish thinking of the fool who made it up. You're acting so foolishly that I got so thoroughly mad and I'm now utterly famished.
If you wanted a pack of these, all you had to do was ask like a normal person. That's what it sounds like to me. Sounds like Francesca's like, I'm hungry, get me a snack, but she doesn't want to say, hey, get me a snack. You know what I mean? Alright, milk. Defendant's fresh milk. What exactly is that supposed to mean?
I bet it means that the milk is freshly milked by various defendants on trial right now.
No, I think it might mean that this was milked right here from the various defendants. What? That's just weird.
Miles Edgeworth can't possibly be serious.
Of course not. Edgeworth, that was a weird joke. That was a weird thing to say. When it's looking bad, blind your opposition with some OJ. They're promoting violence.
Don't worry, my whip will make sure that anybody following this advice won't be for long.
Compared to the sting of the whip, the sting of orange juice may not be so bad. Yo! Alright, quick story time before I continue. So when I was in middle school, and it was like, you know, the lunch bell rings and goes off, and I was walking my ass back to class, you know, just walking through the courtyard, the halls. Some jerk randomly, don't even know this person, don't have any idea who they are. They take a fucking orange slice and then they just squeeze it out into my eye. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? It does not feel good, by the way, to have orange juice, citrus of any kind, really, squeezed directly in your eye. So as soon as I got in the classroom, I had to go to the sink in the back and then, like, spend the next few minutes trying to wash the damn orange juice out of my eye. It hurt. And I will blame that for why I'm nearsighted, but probably has nothing to do with it. It's just... that was an unpleasant experience, so the thought of someone throwing orange juice in your eyes does not sit well with me. Okay, end of story time. Let's go back to the game. Hot dog, $7. When you're in hot water, you might need a hot dog. Looks like this slogan was decided through a public contest. And the winner was Prosecutor Winston Payne.
What a pathetic slogan. No presents at all. But now, if it was up to me, it would read, if you leave matters in Von Karma's hands, everyone in court will be found guilty dogs.
Nice.
Overruled.
That was a cat. That was still the cat. Are you objecting to the hot dogs? If you guys want to see what I'm dealing with here, look at this. Cheriko, sit down. We're trying to play a game here, Cheriko. Sit down. You can do this. I believe in you. Just move some shit out of the way. There we go. What are you up to? There's a drink machine too. And a guy here.
It doesn't look like there's anything contradictory left in this area.
I suppose not. Perhaps I should check somewhere else. Why did we spend so much time looking at the vending machine? Oh, I probably should have looked at other stuff besides what they were actually selling. Did you find something, officer? I think there's a $5 bill back there. Come on, just a little more.
Is there no one working this crime scene who isn't a total waste of living tissue?
Fortunately, there doesn't seem to be a single person we can deem useful here. Oof. What are you doing? Have you found any suspicious fingerprints, officer? Nope, just the fingerprints of those involved with the case, sir.
I guess we know all of the players in this case then, huh?
It would appear that way, but I have the nagging feeling that we're missing something. And I suspect that what we're missing is hiding right here in this crime scene somewhere. What? What is this poster?
He's making a most ridiculous looking face.
That may be, but at least he doesn't look like someone who would tell a lie on purpose. Oh, the cat left.
I suppose. But to a Von Karma, evidence is the only thing that carries any weight.
Of course. At any rate, this poster seems to be of no use to us right now. Or ever. There are no signs that this fire extinguisher was used in the crime.
If you could already tell from a distance, then why are you wasting your time examining it?
Francisca, let's not try to rush absolute genius. Look, I like to look at everything. Don't yell at me. Okay, let's go back to looking at this. Already checked earlier, but never hurts to take another look. I just want to see if there's anything else to look at. It is really hard to click around. Okay, I guess that was it. I guess that was all we needed to do. Mr. Judge? Your Honor. Sorry, hold on, let me drink water. Alright, Your Honor, I'd like to ask you a few questions if you don't mind. Where were you at the time of the murder? Hey, did you suspect me of something? No, nothing of the sort, Your Honor. Very well, you may continue with your testimony. Your Honor, it's your testimony I'm after. Oh! I had no idea you were chasing after me or my testimony. I've been beginning to sense that I might want to avoid being in a trial run by this judge. About that. I'm gonna see a lot of this guy in your future, Edgeworth. Gotta show the badge to everybody. Today's trial may have ended abruptly, but we will meet again. I'm looking forward to that day, Mr. Edgeworth.
When I become a prosecutor, you might even see me in your courtroom a few times. I hope you'll treat me with even greater respect than now.
I only ask that you please do not bring a whip into my courtroom.
I'm afraid that issue is not up for negotiation.
As long as the whip can't reach his seat, I'm sure his honor will be safe, I think. Poor man. Alright, time of the murder. Let's see here. Now then, how should I put this? When you get to be my age, you need to pay more frequent visits to the restroom. Okay. If you go take a look through the window at the end of this hall, you'll see a small window. That is the window to the men's restroom. In other words, you can see clearly into this hallway from the men's restroom. And vice versa, which I think is a little weird. To be able to see into a restroom from another window outside. That's just me, but I think that's weird. Who did this? Who built this way? When I was going into the restroom, that detective Gumshoe, is it? Well, he was standing in front of the vending machines buying something from it. That is bizarre. Yeah, that's pretty darn weird, right? Like, why would you do that? However, and this I couldn't believe, when I was about to exit the restroom, there was not a soul in the hallway anymore. Your Honor, if you could please calm down and explain it to me rationally. Oh, I'm really sorry. Please let me regain my composure. It was really suspicious. That's what my finely honed judge's intuition said. Okay. If there's anything we learned from the last 3 games, this judge does not have the best intuition. Although, well, until the murders occurred, I just sort of brushed it off. Apparently, this judge doesn't understand the concept of staying calm. That's probably all I'm going to find out from his honor. Mr. Edgeworth, may I return to my other duties now? Yes, I'm sorry to have held you up. Thank you for your cooperation, Your Honor. Anytime, Mr. Edgeworth, anytime. Okay, so... okay, I guess we'll do this first.
The judges in this country seem rather friendly.
Yes, if not a little wishy-washy. However, I hear that they are known to hand down very fair verdicts. Alright, so... if you didn't actually see him from the hallway, there's definitely blind spots from being able to spot someone through a window. Like, he could have been standing right here, which is out of the field of vision. He could have been below the window, like he could have been on the bench. Or, you know, maybe around the corner. I don't know, but there's definitely like a lot of blind spots when you're only looking through a window. It's not even directly outside this window. There's 2 blind spots. There's the blind spot of... he's like further back, so like there's even more blind spots, you know? You know what I mean? You get it? Yeah, anyway. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. So there's the bathroom. So that window on the other side belongs to the men's restroom.
I can't see it.
At your height, I'm not surprised. Ooh, you don't ever say that to a short girl. You just make her real mad. Edgeworth, you deserve that one. Ugh. I guess short people have feelings too. Yo! Falafels are very sensitive about their height. They will bite your kneecaps. What is this? What is this? It's a pink-colored piece of trash made of rubber. Pink piece of trash found on the windowsill of the hallway window. May Made of rubber. My guess is it's part of a balloon, which I'm pretty sure Kay was carrying a balloon. I feel like I've seen something like this before.
Well, all I see is a piece of garbage. But you know, the fact that there is a litterer running loose inside this courthouse, it's simply unforgivable.
Ugh! It's not like it was I who littered.
Rubbish belongs in a rubbish bin.
True. Ow! Why do you keep whipping us? Oh. It's still window talk, okay. Alright. Short people have feelings too. The ants are hard at work carrying their food home. It's a marvel that they can pick up such comparatively large objects to their size.
Well, if you want to carry the mighty font common name and not be squished under it, you'd better work extra hard, just like these ants.
You barked up, Edgeworth? Yeah, he did. The same goes for you, Francisca.
Plant. What's the matter?
I pricked myself on one of the cactus's needles. Ooh, at least it went 10,000 needles. I didn't think the needle on this thing would be so sharp. Yo, don't touch cactuses.
Well, what did you expect? Can you imagine how bad it would be if you were hit on the head by one of these? Anyway, this cactus seems to be unrelated to our case.
Do you really think so? Because I believe that this cactus sitting on this windowsill is completely related. Potted cactus sitting on the hollow windowsill, its needles are dangerous.
Oh, well then I look forward to your explanation on how exactly it is related.
Did that pop the balloon and that's why there's a balloon fragment here? I'm like, why would it be related? What is this? The dirt on this bench. It smells like some sort of sweet substance.
Can't believe there's someone going around dirtying the courthouse. For shame!
Calm down, Francisca. Now take a good look. Doesn't this smudge look kind of like a handprint to you?
I suppose it could be. Which means...
Sorry. Oh, whoop, wrong voice, my bad. Reset. Which means... that person we can lift... that perhaps we can lift the prints of the person who sullied this bench.
I see. And then we'll know the identity of our mystery slob.
You there, the lab technician. Could you please find out who this handprint belongs to? Sir! Yes, sir! I've got the results of the fingerprint analysis, sir. And do we know who they belong? Sir, the fingerprints belong to Detective Gumshoe. He sat on the bench. And he probably dropped something on the floor, and that's why the ants are there. And that's also why the judge couldn't see him, because he was sitting on the bench. Oh, interesting. Good work, officer. Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints data jotted down in my organizer.
And there you have it.
Yes, I suppose so.
Now we know the identity of the person who dirtied the bench.
She's gonna kill that man. I sense that you and I will be using this information in very different ways. Yeah, just maybe. Is this a piece of Swiss roll?
What are these black speckles?
Have you not seen an ant before, Francisca? I believe it's a pile of ants eating away.
That detective claims that not a single ant slipped by him. And yet, here's a whole hill of them.
Nah. What are you hitting me for?
As a replacement for that the pathetic detective.
Perhaps I should add this deduction to the detective's growing tab of pay cuts. Damn, that's harsh. How's that man gonna survive?
Anyway, I wondered what the ants are eating.
From the look and sweet smell of it, pieces of cake and chocolate from a Swiss roll. Swiss roll crumbs. Found on the floor under the bench, a hill of ants are attracted to its sweet scent.
Miles Edgeworth, the courthouse is to be kept pristine at all times.
Ugh, why are you whipping me? It wasn't me that dropped the food on the ground.
The courthouse must be kept clean.
Ugh. Ow. Ants are pouring out of the hole in this bench as well. I wonder if the inside of this bench consists of nothing but ants. That's creepy.
Don't you dare continue with that gross line of thought.
Ugh. Sorry. Yeah, I don't want to think about that either. Alright, let's talk to Detective Bad and then we'll do our logic thing. Detective Bad, I have something I wish to inquire about.
Hey, how about doing some actual work, you?
I wish to inquire into the Detective Gumshoe's movements during the recess. You're getting in the way of the investigation. I have an order from Mr. Von Karma himself, plus I still hold investigative authority. I think we showed him our badge before. Alright, Detective Gumshoe. So, I hear you were the one who called it for Detective Gumshoe to come down here. Faraday, that guy was just accused, you know? I just knew something was gonna happen. My detective's instinct told me.
A lot of good it did you. You couldn't even protect one known prosecutor visit.
She made him mad? What are you pulling out of your pocket? Francisca, I think you need to apologize.
Sorry.
Damn. I'm terribly sorry, Detective Bad. Please continue. I used the phone on the first floor and called the precinct. I told them to send somebody over. And that detective's the one that showed up. And only upon his arrival did you set Detective Gumshoe to stand guard, Detective Bad? Yeah, I waited for him on the first floor. After he got here, we came up to these defendant lobbies together. As we entered this hallway, we ran into you. She told us that Faraday was really mad, and that he dragged Rel off to lobby number 2 to have a word or something. And that Faraday had said to not let anyone interrupt them. Interesting. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell that big lug to stand guard outside. Theory time! Theory time! Okay. So, by this time, she's coming out of here, right? So by this time, theory is, she had already murdered those two in the other room. And remember that TV that was on? Maybe she did something to, like, play the shot of a gunshot at a certain time? Because we don't know. It was weird that that TV was on and there was nothing playing, right? So maybe it had the sound of a gunshot recorded on there, and she, like, set it to, like, go off after, like, she put play on it, and then, like, maybe, like, 15 minutes into the video or something, there's a sound of a gunshot, and it was on full blast, so it would attract people in there to think that a gun had actually been fired. And then she was just using Detective Bad to come in there and talk to her as an alibi. Ooh. But then why did she kill them? Other than the fact that she probably is mad about the fact that her little sister died. But why now? Interesting. Okay. We'll find out. So what choice did I have? All I could do was tell the big lug to stand guard outside. And around what time did all of that take place? Let's see. I think it was about 30 minutes before I heard the gunshot. Oh wow, maybe it was like an hour later on that videotape then. Wait, how long was the recess? After giving the big lug his assignment, he never left the hallway, not once.
Oh, and how can you make such a claim?
One of the guards out in this floor's main lobby swore to me he didn't. The detective never left the hallway. Then where did he disappear off to?
That's simple. He must have gone into lobby number 2, just as I suspected.
You and I, we were in lobby number 1 next door. The only one without an alibi is Gumshoe. Oof. It would seem that I'm still missing some key pieces of information. The gunshot. Detective Bad, you also heard the gunshot, did you not? Yeah, I heard it when I was in defendant lobby number 1. That's why I came running towards lobby number 2 together with you. How much time elapsed between you hearing the gunshot and your arrival on the scene? Less than a minute. What were your movements upon hearing the gunshot? I grabbed the big lug who was just walking around in the hallway and raced into lobby number 2. And that's when we discovered the bodies, in that order.
That makes you the discoverer of the crime scene, right?
Yeah, I guess it does, little miss.
I'm about to become a prosecutor very soon. You will treat me with the dignity I deserve, or else.
You wave that thing around anymore? And I'll have you arrested for obstruction, little miss.
You wouldn't dare.
Just joking. Damn, he handles her well. Detective Bad is really something if you can make Francesca behave. Yeah, right? Are we about done? Is there anything else I should ask him about? Time he heard the gunshot, place he heard the gunshot, situation around the gunshot? I guess we just talked about the time, so maybe about the situation? I'd like to know a little more about what about the circumstances under which you heard the gunshot. Like I said, I was in lobby number 1 with you. I have nothing else to add. Well, his testimony certainly corroborates with what Miss Yu said.
Miles, you already asked him about that, remember?
Suppose I should ask about something else. Is there anything else? I guess time. I'd like for you to tell me the exact time you heard the gunshot. It was around the end of the recess, and the trial was about to start again. I think. He was supposed to make time for himself to transfer the evidence he was holding. But I got the sense he wasn't going to show for the handoff. So I figured I should go get him or he'd be late. And just as I thought that... Bang! The son of a gunshot hit my eardrums. So we heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to restart, huh? Detective Bad's testimony jotted down in my organizer. Are we done here? I don't have any time to waste.
Oh, come on. All you're doing is standing in front of this door, doing nothing.
He does not like her. I get the sense that he is somewhat investigating this crime scene. Or rather, that he is keeping us under surveillance. But to what end? Detective Bad, may I ask that you cooperate with us for just a little bit longer? I don't have anything else to say to the two of you. You guys were the ones who said you wanted to investigate in the first place.
Fine, then. Be obstinate. We'll just do as we please. Come on, Miles.
You may no longer be willing to help us, however. May I ask for the forensic scientist's cooperation? Do as you like. Thanks. I will. Alright, I guess we can't go in there. Logic time. Alright. Pink piece of trash and the windowsill cactus. I'm pretty sure the cactus popped the pink trash. This pink rubbery substance. I saw this in a different form earlier today. believe this is a piece of a pop balloon.
I suppose that's possible.
The balloon probably got a little too close to our friend, the windowsill cactus.
That would be the logical conclusion, yes.
Balloon piece jotted down in my organizer. Okay. No human can climb through these barred windows. The scent of flowers is in the air. Vending machine that sells courthouse specials. A few sweet items are for sale. Found on the floor under the bench, a hill of ants are attracted to its sweet scent. I mean, those kind of are related, so the Swiss roll is probably from the vending machine. These bits of chocolate and cake, could they not have come from a Swiss roll?
A Swiss roll? Why would the courthouse sell a thing like that?
It may not seem like the right venue, however it is being sold right over there.
The vending machine? Ah, I see. Stay neutral as the Swiss do until the end of these. 2 for $6! Talk about expensive.
Leaving the fact that it's on the expensive side aside, the fact that the cake crumbs and chocolate bits were found in this hallway suggests that they came from the Swiss roll that was purchased from this vending machine. I think I have a pretty clear picture of what happened here now.
Naturally. After all, I'm here, aren't I?
Detective Gumshoe must have sat on this bench as he ate a Swiss roll. And as he ate, he dropped it on the floor and sullied the bench. Detective Gumshoe, fingerprints data updated in the organizer.
How could he have not cleaned up after himself? How utterly despicable.
Don't you dare whip me again. It wasn't I who made the mess in the first place. Anyway, if it was indeed Detective Gumshoe who bought the Swiss roll, that creates a rather interesting contradiction of facts.
A contradiction? Where?
Oh, I know. I think another look at the special courthouse vending machine is in order. He didn't have money on him. He only had $5. Nook and cranny. We're gonna do some deduction. So spot some malconnected in the evidence. 2. Gumshoe's sad bonus check. Detective Gumshoe's annual bonus of $5. Lowery had no money on him until he cashed this. About Detective Gumshoe's finances. He said that until this morning, he didn't even have a single penny on his personage.
Just how poor is that guy?
He's about to get poor because you two are going to keep docking his pay. If his bonus really was only $5, then he should not have been able to purchase a pack of Swiss rolls. However, facts being as they are, we found cake crumbs on the floor.
Meaning Scruffy must have bought a pack somehow.
Indeed. That detective should not have been able to purchase a pack, and yet he did. The question is, how? Swiss roll data updated in my organizer. Investigation complete. Cool. I believe I now have a very firm grasp on what happened here.
Well, I do too.
Alright, Francisca. Would you care to share what conclusions you've come to?
Why should I do that? We're still in the middle of a competition, you know? We should be checking to see if your conclusions are wrong first, so you go ahead.
It's almost cute that she's going this far to ensure that she wins. Almost. Very well, but first we need to pay His Honor a visit to correct his testimony. September 10th, 5:15 p.m., District Court, Courtroom number 3. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to test your witness testimony to see how it stands up. Do you doubt me? Am I your new suspect? In a sense, I suppose you could say that.
Even you, a judge, is nothing but a common witness before a fun comma.
Silence in the courtroom! Silence, I said! Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Montford von Karma and Miss Genius Prosecutors something...
You bit your tongue again, didn't you?
As a defender of the law, I could never give false testimony. You can even place me under oath if you want. Very well, then. Your testimony, if you please. What I saw at recess? During the recess, I went to the restroom. Oh, this is a weirdly shaped building. There's just a courtyard down here. There's a window on the hallway side. In other words, I could see into the hallway. Still weird design. Like, privacy? Hello? Hello? Restroom privacy? As I entered, I saw that detective buying something from the vending machines. Okay, wait, hold on. Oh, the courtrooms are over here, so there's no entrance. These are just windows. Okay. So she would still... I thought the courtroom was here. So I was wrong. Good thing we have a map now to look at. Okay. So, but there's still the thing with, like, there was the TV in, I think it was this corner? Yeah, and it's by the shared wall. So if she cranked up the TV really loud and had a recording on there of a gunshot, then yeah, she could have murdered them while they were like down on the first floor, because this is the third floor while nobody else was here. Ooh. I am very sus of Miss Yu now. But when I was about to exit the restroom, he had completely disappeared. A detective that goes missing while on duty. That sounds mighty suspicious to me. He was probably sitting on the bench. Your Honor, can you please try to remain calm? Oh! I am so used to simply listening to testimonies that I got caught up in the excitement. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I'm afraid I'm going to have to spoil your fun now. I mean, we clearly figured out the gumshoe was sitting out of the line of sight, so, you know. Alright, we're still gonna press everything for funsies. He went to the bathroom. Your Honor, why exactly did you pay a visit to the restroom, if I may ask? Edgeworth. That is a weird thing to question somebody about. Oh! Well, isn't it obvious? Why else do you go to the restroom for? Or maybe I knew it! You suspect me of some sort of tomfoolery, don't you? Please stay calm, Your Honor. This is going to be much harder than I anticipated. Fairness, weird thing to ask about, Edgeworth. I'm sorry. You're right. I need to think things through with a level head. I'm just nervous because so much has happened today with this trial. Let's see. I announced a recess and a time for us to reconvene. But having done all that, I still wasn't able to go to the restroom right away. Why couldn't you? Mr. Faraday had been accused, so I had paperwork to process regarding a new prosecutor. Once I had finished that, I was finally able to make a mad dash to the restroom. At least he stayed consistent on the going to the restroom part of his testimony. Window on the hallway side. Your Honor, did you really go to the men's restroom? What is the meaning of that statement? It simply meant that perhaps you went to a restroom on a different floor. I had to go for such a long time. He looks so sad! It was all I could do to dash to the closest one to the courtroom. I suppose that's only natural given his circumstances. I ran from the courtroom through this floor's main lobby and down the hallway. Once you enter, you can see there's a window just above the urinals. That just makes it even weirder. So you could be just in this hallway, and then if you look out the window, you're seeing somebody pee? I'm very uncomfortable with this. And it was through that window that you witnessed Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, exactly! Your Honor, there's no need to yell. I can hear you just fine. Oh! I guess I put a little too much into that last answer. Now then, let's continue with the testimony. Saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. He's sure that the person you witnessed was Detective Gumshoe, Your Honor? Yes, I'm absolutely sure. It's hard to miss someone of his stature, even from as far away as the restroom. Besides, I can't think of anyone else with that kind of hairstyle and big beige coat. Well, I was simply wondering if you were mistaken in what you saw. What? Preposterous! My eyes are as sharp as can be, ready to see through lies to the truth. Although, recently things do seem to be a bit fuzzier than they used to be. Clearly his eyes were not the only things that have gone fuzzy. But, allow me to say, with all the honor and dignity of a judge, I am not mistaken in what I saw. And then when he was exiting, he disappeared! He disappeared? But Your Honor, didn't you just say? I saw the detective buying something from the vending machines. Why, yes! Yes, I did! The restroom window looks over the courtyard and right into the hallway. But just as I was about to exit, I took another look and there was no one in sight. That led me to the only solution to this mystery. That detective must have gone into the crime scene, lobby number 2 at that point! So he looked into the hallway from the restroom and over the courtyard, did he? Detective that goes on duty. Disappears while on duty. Your Honor, I ask that you please remain calm. No! I'm perfectly calm! You're being anything but perfectly calm.
It appears that his honor could not have been mistaken in what he saw.
Suppose so, given his line of sight. However, Francisca, why do you suppose our lines of sight are so different? Perfectly palm!
If you're referring to my height...
Could you hold that whip still for just a second? Now, about his honor's testimony. I believe his line of sight to be an important factor.
If it's that important, why don't you hurry up and tell him already?
I will, but there's one more thing I need to do if I'm to correct his honor's testimony. I'm going to need to retrace Detective Gumshoe's movements. I saw something. Vending machines. Saying he disappeared, but he didn't disappear. He was sitting on the bench. I think it would be this one, saying that he didn't disappear, he was on the bench, right? Yeah, let's go with this. Objection! What was that finger wag for, Mr. Edgeworth? And don't you know it's rude to shout objection while someone's is giving testimony? Huh. If you truly are a man of the law, then you must always be vigilant. For example, I myself never left an opportunity to shout objection pass me by.
Miles Edgeworth, it's one thing to be passionate about your job, but this is real life.
This is what some people may say is the pot calling the kettle black. Your Honor, I wonder if you might take a look at this for me. What is that filth? How dare someone dirty a hallway bench like that? Who is the culprit? That party is hereby found guilty of uncleanliness. If you must know, the uncouth bench sullier. has already been placed under arrest, thanks to your earlier testimony, Your Honor. Oh, well, that's good, but who was it? We were able to discover something from the smudge on this bench, namely Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints. Not happy with committing this murder, he had to go and dirty the courthouse too? Guilty! Your Honor, please calm down. While it's true that the detective is the one who made the mess on this bench, we have not yet established that this action is related to the double murder. What do you mean? I believe the detective... But... Oh, sorry, hold on. Reset. I believe that the detective bought a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machine. Almost had that. And then promptly sat down on the bench to eat one. The cake crumbs and pieces of chocolate on the floor under the bench. And Detective Gumshoe's fingerprints prove my conclusions to be true. Oh, but I still don't understand. Is this whole thing related to how I couldn't see him as I was leaving the restroom? It is indeed. The window in the hallway was built rather high up into the wall, at around a grown adult's chest height. As evidence, I submit that Francisca herself was unable to see out that window. Yo! That's probably for the better. Because you certainly don't want a little kid to watch some grown man peeing. That's just weird. Nobody needs to be seeing that, let alone a little kid. And Edgeworth got smacked. I knew I shouldn't have used her hide as evidence. But basically what this means is that the area directly under the hallway window is a blind spot when the hallway is being viewed from the men's restroom. Then... It seems that you had made the connection. If someone were to sit on the bench under the window... Yes, even someone as large as Detective Gumshoe would effectively disappear from sight. What? Come on, Judge! You finally see, Your Honor. Your testimony has just proven that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway the entire time. Ah, sorry! He holded it in me. I didn't mean to say it with that much enthusiasm. All I wanted to do was try saying it once. Here, let me try that again. Hold it! Is there something of value that you'd like to say? Yes, actually there is. I remembered something else just now. Mr. Edgeworth, please allow me to testify to the court one more time.
Even if we overruled him, he'd just keep on talking, wouldn't he?
That might not be a bad thing. The more info, the better in a perfect investigation, right? Okay, Judgy. What I saw, part 2. I suppose it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom window. Not just possible. That's the facts. However, that doesn't mean that the detective was sitting there when I looked. Anyway, I forgot to testify earlier about probably the most important detail. As I was leaving the restroom, I heard the loud bang of a gunshot. Except it was probably the balloon popping. How was that? That is the testimony of one who judges the crimes of others. Your Honor, could you try to state the important facts first next time?
I agree. Before you go around judging others, you should learn to judge your own words.
Eek! I'm sorry. But honestly, I thought that sound was just a noise popper until just now. Yo, noise poppers and gunshots sound very different. Now that he mentions it, right before we restarted the trial, he did talk about that. Oh, by the way, was there someone celebrating a birthday during the recess? I could have sworn that I heard a popper going off. Come to think of it, that the other day with my grandson. The most critical point in this argument is when did the judge look into the hallway. We need the time down. and whether that lines up with when the gun was actually fired. Your Honor, if I may, I'd like to clarify a few details in your testimony. Time to press everything! Alright. Suppose you can't see people's. In that case, you can see that you were overconfident in your last testimony. Now, hold on there! I just said that it's possible you can't see a seated person from the restroom this time. But you know something? I don't think you know when the prints you referenced were left on that bench, do you? Well, you have proven that it's possible the detective was sitting. I still have a problem with just when those fingerprints were left. He's right. I've yet to prove when the fingerprints were left on that bench. While he feigns ignorance, His Honor has seen a lot of life. This judge mustn't underestimate him. That doesn't mean the detective was sitting there when he looked. Sorry, Andy on. As we established, he went to the restroom during the recess. However, at what point in the recess did you look into that hallway? After I called for the recess, I handled the change of prosecutor paperwork. Maybe about 20 minutes until we reconvened? Yes, that sounds about right. Oh, that's too early for the gunshot. 'Cause, just as I suspected. Heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. Yeah, that's 20 minutes too early then. What were you expecting? And I demand to know what that all-knowing smile is for. Your Honor, that statement you made just now is very important. I'd like for you to append it to your testimony. All right, if you insist. Let's see. I looked into that hallway about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. I know that's where we present, but I want to press everything still. 20 minutes before we reconvened. Very well. What did you do after that? Let's see. I had to make some preparations, so I rushed straight back to the courtroom. I also had to track down a few pieces of paperwork for the various bailiffs. So you rushed back to the courtroom despite having just heard a gunshot? Well, at the time, I thought it was just the sound of a noise popper. I really couldn't think of any other explanation than someone having a birthday party. But now that this has happened, I see. Thinking back, the judge did mention something to that effect when we reconvened. Forgot to testify earlier about the most important detail. If it's something that forgettable, I don't need to hear it. Eek! But all I did was forgot to mention it!
That sort of excuse may work on other people, but not on a Von Karma.
Oh! But it's such an important piece of testimony. Please give me a chance to present it. Suppose I have no choice in the matter. Loud bang of a gunshot. Your Honor, about what you just said. I know! I couldn't believe it earlier either. Bang, and then a knee-jerk reaction. Ah! Just like this. Yes, just like this. With a quick ah! Your Honor, please remain calm when you're trying to explain yourself to me. Yes, sir. Sorry about that. Now then, I must gather myself. Yes. When I heard the gunshot, there was no one in the hall. I should know. I looked. There was no one there! This judge's emotion circuits appear to be stuck on overreact. I believe that we finally found a flaw in His Honor's testimony.
Yet sadly, he's completely oblivious to it. But I guess I can't really expect him to be aware of it. Well, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and fill him in. At least that thing finally came in handy.
Indeed. Now let's see what happens. I'm going to present it to His Honor. Looked into the hallway about 20 minutes before we were about to reconvene. Ready? Objection! Your Honor, I cannot allow you to make an objection. What? Your Honor, I'm really sorry, but I cannot allow you to not allow me to make an objection. Ye gods, I've been overruled? Your Honor, there are simply too many holes in your testimony for my taste. Whoa, what do you mean by that? You claim that you heard the gunshot during the recess, but that is simply not possible. Mr. New Prosecutor, recommended by Manfred von...
Instead of biting your tongue...
Oh shit, I didn't mean to click that, did I? Eek! Instead of biting his tongue, do something. See, you have no mercy for the elderly either, Francesca.
Don't talk back to me unless you want to be whipped in the back.
With your height, you need a stepladder or four to accomplish that. She's not that much shorter than you. Mr. Edgeworth, my years are not that far gone yet, I'll have you know. I can still hear just fine. And I heard the sound of a gunshot loud and clear with my own 2 ears. Your Honor, I have here an interesting bit of testimony. It's from Detective Bad. And according to him, he heard the gunshot right before the trial was about to start again. What did you just say? Your Honor, you just said that you heard the gunshot about 20 minutes before we were to reconvene. How do you explain this glaring contradiction? That can't be! Unfortunately, that is the truth. But I heard it as clear as day. Bang! That loud sound of a gunshot. The sound of the gunshot. We keep returning to this point of contention. And that piece of evidence, I always did wonder why I found it where I did. However, now I understand what that gunshot the judge heard really was. Unfortunately, Your Honor, this is what really produced the gunshot you heard. Balloon! Got poppered by the cactus. I found this object in the hallway earlier. What is that pink substance? It may not look it, but this is actually a piece of a balloon. I see. And I suppose you would like me to accept that pink balloon into the court record? Your Honor, I present this piece of evidence in order to overrule your testimony. What? Your Honor, your argument goes as follows. You saw no one in the hallway when you heard the gunshot. Now, there's no guarantee that the detective was sitting on the bench at that time. And therefore, you believe you must have been at the crime scene, defendant lobby number 2. Am I correct? Yes, that's exactly right. Let me ask you something. Do you think that gunshot you heard was produced by a real gun? I think I've said enough that even you can figure out the rest on your own. Your Honor, you were fooled by the popping of this balloon into thinking it was a gunshot. What manner of trickery is this?
That was a good effort on your put forth. Sorry, that was a good effort you put forth, Miles Edgeworth. But if it was me, I'd have wrapped this thing up before the judge even testified.
Care to elaborate on how one ends something before it even begins? Well, to be honest, I did think that the sound was a bit off from a real gunshot sound. But who could have guessed that someone would pop a balloon in a place like this? That's true. One doesn't usually think balloons in conjunction with the courthouse.
I want to trade these coins with you.
That's it. That balloon that girl was holding explains everything. Your Honor, if it makes you feel any better, you didn't lie once in your testimony. However, I can't really vouch for its accuracy. Who knew that giving testimony could be such a difficult thing to do? Bruh! People's lives depend on you, man. What have I done? I owe Detective Gumshoe a very, very big apology. I will see to it myself that he is released. Wait. There are still a few things I've yet to resolve about what happened in the hallway. Your Honor, I request your permission to further question Detective Gumshoe. But why? I thought we just cleared his name. Whether we did just now or not, I still cannot say. The only thing I can do for now is to continue in my quest for the perfect explanation. And to that end, I must resolve the remaining issues pertaining to the events that occurred in the hallway. Very well. Bailiff, please bring Detective Gumshoe into the courtroom. I don't think I ever looked at the Swiss roll in detail. Dropped by the mysterious young girl, it's priced at 2 for $6. But I think there's only one in here? Can't believe they're selling Swiss rolls like these in the vending machines these days.
Yes, and I can't believe it's $6 for 2. I mean, who charges that much for a common as junk food?
Francisca, if you want one, all you have to do is buy one for yourself.
I'm working right now. It won't do for me to eat while there's a case to be solved.
Your idea of working must be vastly different from my own. I was hoping we could find out how many rolls are left in that bag, but that's not what happened. I must fulfill my mission and find the perfect explanation to this case. September 10th, District Court, Courtroom number 3. What is it now? Is it time for my trial already? I've already told you a gazillion times, pal. I didn't do it. I'll be the judge of that, Detective Gumshoe.
No, you won't. I'll be the judge of that.
No. I'm the judge around here, and I'll be the judge of that. Why can't you guys be a little less judgmental? Yes, well, speaking of hasty judgments, Detective Gumshoe, I'm afraid I must apologize for an error in my judgment on my part. Your Honor, I don't believe you should apologize just yet. Yada yada. We have yet to prove he is completely innocent of this crime. I guess so. What are you guys talking about? In any case, I would like you to testify as to your actions while you were on guard duty. And please remember, you are not on trial. This is all just a part of the investigation. As such, you may still be found to be innocent. However, if you should give false testimony... Yow!
My wit will object, loud and clear.
If you are found to be lying, you will be held indefinitely. Understood? I gotcha, pal. Thinking back on the state of the crime scene and the judge's testimony, it's obvious that Detective Gumshoe is lying. And if I can't break his lie, then we may never get a break in this case. While I was on duty, I came down here to this courthouse on Detective Bad's orders. As soon as I got here, he ordered me to stand guard in front of lobby number 2. From that time on, until I heard the gunshot, I was in that hallway the whole time. On my honor as detective, I swear it wasn't me, pal. He's still singing the same tired tune. In that case, I'll just have to change the melody. I know he's lying, and it's time I pulled the information I need out of him. Rebuttal. Press everything! Came down on orders. So, was it really Detective Bad who called you down here? You bet it was, pal. I was left in charge of the precinct while everyone was out and this call comes in. I want you down here in 1 minute flat, he said. Well, I thought this was my big chance, my first case, so I made a mad dash down here. Gumshoe questioning, yep. Hello, I couldn't exactly get here in a minute flat. So how long did it take you? About 10 minutes, I guess. And what was Detective Bad doing when you finally made it? He was waiting for me down on the first floor in the entranceway, pal. As soon as he got here, he got ordered to stand guard in the front of the lobby. And by he, you mean Dr. Bad, of course, and this being my first time at this courthouse. He also walked with me up to the 3rd floor hallway in front of the defendant lobbies. And did you meet anyone along the way? Huh, well, just as we entered the hallway, we ran into Miss Yu. When he heard from Miss Yu that Mr. Faraday was not to be interrupted, that's when Detective Bad told me to stand guard in front of the hallway, pal. So far, Detective Gumshoe's testimony is matching up with Detective Bad's. In that hallway the whole time. You claim to have been in that hallway the whole time. However, is it not a fact that you did something while you were in the hallway? Huh? Of course I did something! I guarded the door to lobby number 2, pal! What else? Very well then. And what exactly does guarding that door entail? Well, to put it simply... Oh, I know! It was my job to stand in front of the door without moving an inch! Oh? Detective Gumshoe, you mean to tell me that you didn't take a single step away from the door to lobby number 2? Is that really what you wish to testify to the effect of? You got it, pal. I didn't take a single step away from that door, just like I was ordered to. We all know he's lying. Why is everyone so quiet all of a sudden? Because we're all in shock. Hey, 21 Sticks, what's up? How's your weekend going? How are you? And in awe of your utter stupidity.
Scuffy, if you're not going to lie, at least tell us a more... Sorry. If you're going to lie, at least tell us a more believable one.
Ouch! But I'm not lying.
You should try to hurry up and bring this insipid testimony to a close.
Weekend's been good? Good to hear. I'm doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, so we're not going to go super long today. But I did want to play some, because it's fun. We're going to at least get through this portion. Did a lot of errands this morning, and I had to, like, wake up early to let some inspectors into the complex. They're doing a routine, like, termite inspection of the entire complex, so they have to go into each unit, so... We were in the front, so they came to us, like, super early in the morning, and I was like, ugh, tired. So yeah, I'm a little tired today. He's saying he didn't take a single step away from the lobby number 2 door. I'm only going to ask you one more time, Detective Gumshoe. Are you sure you stood in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time? Yep, after I was told to by Detective Bad. I stood guard in front of that door without a single break. So believe me when I say that I was in the hallway the whole time already, pal! You finished Investigations 2 a few days ago? Congrats! I hope you liked it. Everyone's just like, Gumshoe, come on. Come on. Why did everyone go quiet all of a sudden again? Apparently someone has a bit of trouble reading between the lines. What's that supposed to mean? I don't...
Be quiet.
Ouch! I should hurry up and bring this in separate... Yeah. He swears it wasn't him, pal. Would you also be willing to swear that there was no one else in that hall besides you? What? Whoa, what are you talking about? I just swore to you that I was doing my job, pal. Oh, then what are you acting so nervous for? Whoa, what? I'm not nervous at all, pal. Anyway, not a single person other than myself was in that hall the whole time. I should just let it go. Pursuing this train of thought at this time would just be a waste of time.
To have such a foolishly foolish contradiction in such a foolishly foolish testimony is just plain old foolish.
Second game takes the first game, fixes all its flaws, and makes it 10 times better. Very nice. I don't have the second game yet. I have to go figure out where I'm going to acquire it, but it's like later in the timeline anyway, so I'm not super worried about it. We gotta get through this and then a couple other games. Indeed. However, in the pursuit of this perfect investigation, I'm afraid we have to deal with it by squashing it under the weight of the evidence. Alright. Till here, the gunshot didn't take a single step away. Bullshit. That's the one dropped by... Alright, we know what it was. Should we do... We want to say that he went and bought something from the vending machine. It was a Swiss roll, because he went to go eat it and then made a mess. So I think we'll go with this, and then see how that goes. Alright, ready? Objection! I have an objection. What? What is it, pal? Detective Gumshoe. I wonder if you might recognize this from somewhere. Hey, it's one of those things. The courthouse special Swiss rolls, right, pal? Precisely. In that case, I suppose they can also recall the sullied hallway bench. Objection, you have an- oh, I have an objection. Yep. That's exactly what they just said. Hey, you know what? I think it was probably me that did that. Yeah, well, you were not stepping away from the door at all. Detective Gumshoe, you know you can't go around dirtying up the courthouse like this.
You inconsiderate, slovenly pig!
Heek! I promise to clean it up later, I swear! Now then, shall we get down to business? About the fact that you didn't move even a single step from in front of the door. He used the force to get a roll without moving from the door? Yeah, totally. That's exactly what happened. What? Cat? You need to get away from the plug. Okay. There was a cat by the plug to the... was powering the computer, and I was like, that's a little... makes me a little nervous. If that were really the case, then how were you able to buy a pack of Swiss rolls?
Furthermore, if you didn't move a single step from in front of the door, how did you manage to get this bench dirty with your grubby hands?
Ouch! It appears that Francesca's whip can do more damage than my words alone can. Huh? Alright, I confess, pal. I was hungry, so I bought a pack for myself, okay? I thought I'd get chewed out again if anyone found out about me eating on the job. So I didn't want to say anything. Well, unfortunately for you, I saw you do the whole dastardly deed. I clearly saw you buying a pack of Swiss rolls from the vending machines. Okay, I'm sorry for lying. That's all I'm sorry for. You got that? Because I'm not holding anything else back. Bullshit. That last statement. It may sound like it makes sense. However, there's something I don't quite believe about it. You sure you're not withholding further information from us? Huh? Of course not! I've got nothing else to hide, pal! Oh, if only that were true, Detective Gumshoe. But it is true, pal! I swear there's nothing else! Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure you're aware of the price of a pack of Swiss rolls, correct? Huh? Remind me again, pal?
That vending machine out in the hallway is selling packs of 2 Swiss rolls for just $6 a pack.
And yet, according to you, you didn't have any cash on you until you cashed your $5 annual bonus check. Isn't that right? Let me ask then, how did you manage? Grammar! How did you manage to purchase a pack all by yourself? Can you provide me with a proper explanation of that? I told you, I bought it all by myself, pal! There wasn't anyone else in that hallway with me, so there's no one who could have helped me buy it. Wait, don't tell me. You've got some kind of proof that there was someone else in the hallway, don't you? Correct. As if you could. I mean, what are the chances of that? Wait, you do? Of course I do. What? How? What proof do I have that there must have been someone else in the hallway? Pink balloon! Balloon! Take that, Gumshoe. What the heck is that? I knew you didn't really have anything. You prosecutors are all the same, always lying to people. You should stop, you know. What? I refuse to be lectured by the likes of you, detective. Not.
Miles, how long do you plan on being strung along by this moronic detective?
But the balloon, like... Okay. I guess the Swiss roll again, maybe. No intention of falling for his lie, because there definitely was a second person. Because if he was truly alone all along, then that piece of evidence should not exist. What proof there must have been someone else? Is it the other Swiss roll? It's probably the other Swiss roll, because the little girl dropped it. Hey, you showed that to me not 2 seconds ago, pal! I think you're under the mistaken impression that I bought this pack of rules. Wait, you didn't buy it, then that means you must have stolen it, you thief! What? Would never do such a thing. All you liars are the same. You start out as thieves, you're under arrest, pal. I believe that you mean to assert that all thieves start out as liars. And in that case, what does that say about you, detective? This particular Swiss roll was dropped by a certain someone. How? There were 2 rolls in this package. You ate one of them, but you then gave the other one to a certain other person, didn't you? No way, pal! You've got it all wrong! I ate both of them! She tried to kick you in the booty again! Kay's gonna fight you. It would appear that we've caught you at last. Hey, don't you dare do anything bad to that girl! It would appear that they do know each other after all. So, why do you continue to come up to me and kick me? Have I wronged you somehow?
I have a name and it's Kay.
Kay what?
Kay Faraday.
Faraday? Are you perhaps Mr. Faraday's daughter?
I'm not a you, I'm Kay.
Kay. You know, good little girls don't kick other people. Little Kay coming to steal your heart? Yeah, she's so cute! Look at her! She's gonna fight you. Especially not hard enough to leave big nasty bruises like the way you do.
Well then you shouldn't have put Gummy under arrest, mister.
Gummy? My guess is that she's talking about Detective Gumshoe.
What a cute nickname you've given him. Gummy didn't do anything wrong.
Hey! It appears that I will need to speak with her in a bit more detail. Roar! I love her. Appears that we've caught you red-handed eating a Swiss roll. Look, I'm sorry about lying to you, pal. And, do you have nothing else to say? Sure do, it was so fluffy and sweet and big. Ah, it was perfection, pal. And totally worth every penny of my bonus. I see. Well, good for you, detective.
Can't believe it, but it's almost funny when a foolish is this unbelievably foolish.
Sorry, when a fool is this unbelievably foolish, my bad. Oh dear. What's the matter, Your Honor? I claim to hand down fair verdicts, but I unfairly cast suspicion on the big fella. If this had been a trial just now, I'd have destroyed his life. I'm the guilty one. We all make mistakes, Your Honor. To err is human, to forgive divine, as they say.
Although, if you were to make a mistake during a trial, then it would be quite unforgivable.
That's not helping, Francesca. That only hurts, it doesn't help. Hey, little Kay. Now then, Kay.
She's like a stray cat.
I wonder if I should feed her something. Want your Swiss roll back? Kay, I promise to give this to you if you calm down.
Oh, a Swiss roll!
It really belongs to you, though, doesn't it? Feed her something, here's a gun, little Kay. Oh no, we don't do that. We don't give guns to children. Wasn't that a thing at some point? Someone gave a gun to a kid?
Yeah, I was saving it for Daddy.
Oh my! Your father, he's... Ah! Don't you say another word, pal. She doesn't know yet. Oh shit, is that really... I thought it was brother, but I guess it's father. Gumshoe tried to give Pearl a gun twice. Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, didn't somebody make that mistake? Of course it was Gumshoe.
Thanks for watching out for me, Gummy. But I already know about Daddy. I overheard the guards talking.
Freaking Gumshoe.
About how he's not here anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't protect him. Kay.
I'm not gonna cry. I'm not gonna... cry!
It's all right. Let it all out. Your father just passed away, after all. I myself was also involved in a case at this courthouse when I was a young child. A case in which my father, who was a defense attorney, passed away. Yo, courtroom trauma. Courthouse trauma, rather. All of my dreams of becoming a lawyer were crushed into fine ash on that nightmarish day. Even now, the wound festers deep in the depths of my soul. Ever since that incident, I've dedicated myself to locking away every criminal I can. And now, to have this happen right in front of me. This child, I feel a certain shared fate, a common bond between us.
Miles Edgeworth, what sort of gentleman are you? Are you going to just stand there and watch a lady cry?
You're right. Sorry about that. Kay, here, how about we use this handkerchief here and dry your little eyes? Oh my god, on his cravat? Yo, that's gross, man. Funny though. Awkward. Poor Edgy. How do we take a screenshot? It's so sweet, but also gross. Exactly. Hold on. Where's my screenshot command? I don't know how to do that. Let's see. This one? Take screenshot. Control Shift S. Okay, BlueStacks. Ugh, my cravat! Don't blow your nose on that.
I feel better now, thanks.
Okay. Okay. Are you going to be alright?
Yep, I'm already alright.
Somehow, I highly doubt that, but I'm not going to push it.
I promised Daddy I'd never cry in front of strangers.
And you're a good kid, aren't you, Kay? You always keep your promises, right?
That's right. Even if I can't see Daddy anymore, I'm still gonna keep all my promises.
You're a very brave girl, Kay.
You're a very good child for keeping the promises you made to your papa. I'll even testify that you didn't cry, just for you. Thank you very much, lady. Ha! It's nothing. I'm only telling the truth after all.
It would appear that because her father was a respected prosecutor, Francesca is sympathetic to Kay's feelings. Ooh. Bonding! Tell me about your dad. Kay, what kind of person was your father? Francesca's being adorable? Yeah, she is. She's a good person deep down. She's only abrasive on the outside. She bonds with people well when she wants to. Yes, that's very correct.
Daddy was a hero of justice. His job was to catch all the bad people in the world.
So, to you, a prosecutor is a hero of justice, huh? I suppose we are in a sense, as we are the ones who seek guilty verdicts for criminals.
Plus, you know what? Whenever I came to the courthouse, Daddy would buy me my absolute favorite treat, Swiss rolls.
Oh?
I want to be a hero of justice someday, just like Daddy. So I've been working really hard.
I see. And what have you been working hard on?
I've been working hard to keep all the promises Daddy and I made together. Promises? Oh.
Promise notebook? May I take a look inside, Kay? A hero of justice, she will get there in time? Yeah. We're just gonna keep going.
Sure, okay.
It appears to be an exchange diary of sorts between father and daughter. Mr. Faraday's writing conveys a sense of the kind of man he was. This little notebook just might come in handy later. Promise notebook data jotted down in my organizer. Thank you for showing it to me, Kay. Let's actually look at it. Let's take a look. What do we got? Exchange diary between Mr. Faraday and Kay. Touch the check button for details. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Kay promises to Daddy. Promise 1, never take things from a stranger.
Promise 2, never go anywhere with a stranger.
Promise 3, always greet people with a smile, even people you don't know.
Promise 4, never cry in front of strangers. Promise 5, always try your hardest to learn about things you don't understand.
Daddy's job is to make sure that everyone follows the rules. Kay, be a good girl and promise that you'll keep your promises to me, okay? Love, your Daddy. Aww.
I hope you'll continue to work hard and become a hero just like your father. It's so sweet, isn't it? I love it.
I'm gonna try.
Hey, Kay, so I'm a detective that catches bad people, right? That makes me a hero, too.
Yeah, you're really cool too, Gummy.
Yeah, aren't I, Kay? What is with the two of them? I hand down the verdicts of justice, so that makes me a hero, too.
Yes, and thanks to your oh-so-heroic testimony, you almost painted that detective as a vile criminal and sent him off to jail.
I'm really sorry about that.
Gummy is not a bad man, okay?
Dude, Judge, she gonna fight you. That poor Judge. He's being treated like a vile criminal rather than a hero of justice. It appears that you and Detective Gumshoe are good friends, Kay.
Yeah, we're friends.
In that case, would you mind telling me a little more about him? Tell me about the Swiss rolls first. You the one who bought this pack of Swiss rolls, Kay?
Well, I didn't really have a lot of money. And I somehow made $1 out of all the pennies and quarters I had. But that still wasn't enough, and I really, really wanted one.
Come to think of it, she did come and ask me to exchange a handful of change for $1. And that's when he came and asked me to change your money, correct?
Yeah, thanks a bunch for doing that, mister.
Sure. But let me ask you, even with that $1, you still didn't have enough, correct?
So, that's why...
Hey, if you bully Kay anymore, I'm gonna have to arrest you, pal.
Need I remind you that you're the one already under arrest?
Meow! I sense that Kay is going to be less than forthcoming with this question. What's your relationship with Gumshoe? So I take it that you ran into Detective Gumshoe earlier?
Yep. I was on my way to see Daddy when I saw Gummy standing there. He was standing in the hallway staring really hard at the vending machine, so I said hi.
And when was this?
Huh? Oh, before everything got crazy.
How long were the two of you together?
We only talked for a little while, and then we went on our own ways.
That's right, pal. Kay and I only talked for a little while, and that's it. Oh, which means we have now confirmed that Kay was in the hallway during the recess, isn't that right? Ah! He got me!
I told you to stop picking on Gummy, mister!
Very well, then. I'll just have to speak with the good detective in private later.
Sorry about your roughy thing.
Yes, well, now that it's positively drenched in your nasal mucus. Don't worry, Kay. I have a spare. Of course he has a spare! So here, you can have this one.
Daddy said, never take things from a stranger.
Ah, it's one of the promises you made in your promise notebook, correct?
Yeah, look, see? It's right here on this page.
He's that proud of his cravat that he has too? Yeah. He has a spare because of course it's Edgeworth.
Never take things from a stranger.
Alright then, I'm not giving this to you. I'm merely allowing you to borrow it. You can take it home, wash it nice and clean, and then give it back to me next time we meet.
Okay, Daddy never said I couldn't borrow things from strangers.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe. Uh-oh. I believe it is now crystal clear that you were with little Kay in that hallway.
I told you to stop being mean to Gummy.
Hold it! Oh, it's Francesca.
Miles Edgeworth, there's still something you haven't yet to resolve.
Beg your pardon?
You still haven't offered an explanation for why that man would lie to us.
That's... well... Did they do something that went against one of the promises and now he's like trying to cover for her so she could be a good girl?
Honey, don't tell me you lied for my sake.
Hey, don't worry about it, Kay. Everything's gonna be okay. Ah, so that's why.
So, what was Detective Gumshoe's motive for lying? If you can't explain that, then you can't call this a perfect investigation.
His reason for lying is very simple.
What?
Here's what I believe to be his reason. From simple observation of the detective's actions and his interactions with Kay, it's obvious the detective was lying for the young girl's sake. And this piece of evidence will show you exactly why. Which piece of evidence proves that Detective Gumshoe was lying on account of Kay? The notebook.
Mr. Faraday and Kay's promise notebook? How does that explain anything?
If you could take a look at this page, it's clearly written that Kay should never take things from a stranger. When Detective Gumshoe heard about that promise, he tried to cover for Kay.
What a foolishly foolish fool's fool of a foolish reason for a fool!
Ow!
Tommy, you lied because of me, didn't you?
Because I'm your friend, Kay. That's why.
Tommy?
At long last, Detective Gumshoe, can you please tell me the whole truth now? Guess there's no beating you, huh, pal? Okay, I'll spill the goods. I'd been standing guard for a while. I was getting really hungry, and that snack vending machine was taunting me. But all the cash you had... Oh, sorry, wrong voice.
But all the cash you had on you was $5. That wasn't enough to buy anything, right? After all, the cheapest item in that machine is a $6 pack of Swiss rolls.
Yeah, but then like an angel from heaven, Kay showed up.
I was thinking about sharing a snack with Daddy, so I wanted to buy a Swiss roll. But I only had $1 in coins.
So we pulled my $5 and her $1 together. Did I do the investigation in the hall? Yes, I did. And we went through the entire menu on that vending machine, and it was very fun. We also talked to the forensic scientist, and looked at the poster, and the fire extinguisher. It was good times. And bought a pack of Swiss rolls together.
I was worried about breaking one of my promises. So then Gummy said,
Mr. Faraday's one scary guy when he gets mad. But don't worry, you don't get in trouble if I don't tell, right? Besides, you bought it with me. So you didn't really get it from me, you know?
He told me it'd be okay, and he gave me a whole roll to save and give it to Daddy.
The vending machine conversations are so funny. I know, right? They're great. And whoever came up with some of those slogans. Oh my god. It's funny writing, but if that were real, it's like, why would you do this? It was good. It was good. I enjoyed it a lot.
Who knew that Scruffy could be so considerate?
Indeed. Detective, I take it that you then sat down on the bench and ate the rolls together. Yeah, we split the other roll and ate it right then. The sweet taste of that cake's chocolate. I'll never forget it as long as I live, pal. Anyway. Kay, I believe this also belongs to you.
Oh, that's in the balloon I popped. It's bad manners to leave garbage lying around, Kay.
Gumshoe's theme? Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, I guess I can't blame you for not throwing this fun piece away. It was sitting high up on a windowsill where you couldn't see. So, just as once, I forgive you. But that balloon... I wanted to surprise Gummy a little, so I popped it on purpose. And because of me, Gummy dropped his half of the Swiss roll.
Wow, you really got me there, pal. Oh, he didn't get to finish his Swiss roll. That's sad.
So I thought maybe I should give Gummy this other roll. And then I saw you picking on Gummy, mister.
So you kicked me, is that it?
You sure are a feisty one. I'm really sorry, mister.
It's alright. I'm perfectly unharmed. It's actually one of your favorites, helped getting into character for cosplay. Nice. But about the Swiss roll, would it be alright with you if I held onto it until Detective Gumshoe is cleared of all charges and free to go?
Yeah, sure. Just make sure you give it to Gummy afterwards, okay?
Of course, I promise. Now then, I believe we have proven beyond the shadow of a doubt that Detective Gumshoe was in the hallway for the entire duration of his duty, which undeniably proves that Detective Gumshoe could not have committed the double murders. Objection! You! Sussy you! It is you, the sussy you.
Actually, it proves just the opposite, Edgeworth. You've just shown that Detective Gumshoe is the only one who could have committed the crime.
What do you mean?
It's quite rude to eavesdrop, Miss Yu. I'm getting lectured on manners by a girl with a penchant for whipping people. What? you talk back with such insolence? You're wrong, lady. Gummy's not the bad guy. Oh, and what have we here? What is the child doing here in a courthouse?
You hate her? I hate her too. She is super sussy. I'm pretty sure she killed them. She was the only one who was left here alone. And my current theory is, you remember that how there was a TV that's just on for no reason? There's probably a recording of a gunshot on there that played at just the right time.
Bailiff, please take this child in.
She is the only one with the motive. Yeah, she hated both of those people. How dare you take Kay! Miss Callisto, that girl is Mr. Faraday's.
I know, so what?
You would use a bailiff to take a child out? I know, that's so rude! That was completely unnecessary.
You think that just because she's the victim's daughter, she gets to just run wild all around the crime scene?
No, she was an important witness.
I think it's actually quite dangerous for her, to speak nothing of getting underfoot.
Rude? I suppose you're right, however.
As long as we're in agreement on that point, let's get back to the real issue at hand. Now then, Detective, you were in front of the door to lobby number 2 the entire time, correct?
Yeah, but...
You see, isn't it obvious that it could only be the detective? He's the only person who could have gone into lobby number 2 at the time of the murders.
I have no counter-argument to that.
Don't worry, I've already put in the necessary paperwork for his formal arrest.
But the investigation is far from over.
Oh, that's right. I was going to speak with you about that. Don't you think it's reckless to talk to the suspect out in the open without a guard?
Suppose it is.
Well, as someone with more experience in law than you, allow me to share something. Always keep a good eye on a criminal, or you may regret what comes of your negligence. Miles, I can't believe you're letting this woman lecture you like this. This is unforgivable as a disciple of Von Karma. Down, Tigress. Now then, I'll be looking forward to the results of your investigation. So, we're back to square one.
Actually, this is our last chance. I can tell that if we fail to solve this case, Detective Gumshoe will be formally charged under all of the circumstantial evidence. This investigation is not over yet. There's still one location we have yet to inspect. It's where Detective Bad and Miss Yu were at the time of the crime. Lobby number 1. Oof. To be continued. 8:30. Alright, let's save first. I think we're gonna stop here for the night. Because I'm still very tired. And then that way I can sleep a little earlier today. So, we will resume this next week. That was fun. This case is fun. I love the characters. And it was kind of fun to grill the judge. So, that was pretty interesting. And, just seeing the budding relationship between Edgeworth and Gumshoe. Very nice. And then Kay's adorable. And then, seeing a young Francesca. It's just so many good parts of this. So, we'll continue next time. Thanks everyone for watching. I hope you had fun. Let me take a quick look-see here. None of my friends are online right now. Okay, so we'll just call it here. And, yeah. Tomorrow will be FF14 night. And so, but if you're not into that, then I'll just catch y'all next week. Hope y'all have a great weekend. And I will see you all later. Bye. Have a good night, everybody.